You know something awesome I found out? This area has beavers. We didn't see them before, so they must have migrated. We saw a colony of them while we were out on a walk Tuesday. We didn't want to scare them, so we decided to simply keep quiet and observe. Yes, it was neat to watch the beaver friends working together, although it did get kind of awkward when a pair of them began mating. Speaking of friendship, sometimes it gets tested. One such test occurs when one friend tries killing another because they mistake them for a threat. This situation in particular was one I was finding myself in. Carl's punch left me momentarily dazed. I managed to shake it off in time to see him drawing his machete. "Carl," I said softly, trying to de-escalate the mood. "I'm not sure what's going on with you, but if you just put down your weapon, we can move on and forget about this. You aren't following me again, you bastard." With a yell, he charged forward. My strategy then was to keep out of his range. I didn't want to fight him for two reasons. A, I didn't want to hurt him, and B, he would have kicked my ass. I tried evading as long as I could while also trying to reason with him. It was at this time I was glad he didn't still have his gun on him. He pulled some Bruce Lee shit where he swept my legs out from underneath me. I groaned and felt him put his foot on my chest, holding me in place. I nearly shat myself when I saw him raising his machete to stab me. "Carl," I yelled, "think about what you're about to do." "That's what you said last time." "Then ask me something I would only know." "All right, what's my favorite kind of pizza?" "Barbecue chicken Hawaiian with green olives and mushrooms." The look in his eyes changed from one of hostility to concern. "Holy shit, Pete. I'm so fucking sorry," he told me, dropping his weapon and helping me up. "I know this is a stupid question, but are you all right?" "My face is going to be a little sore for the next couple days, but I'll live." "What did you think I was, though?" He explained to me that the area he was in contained shapeshifters of some kind. They took on the appearances of people he knew, including me and Nick. Each one tried killing him, so his reaction upon seeing me was understandable. I had cut down at least 100 of those fuckers. They weren't made of blood. I'm not sure what came out of them. It was like dark sand. I'm not sure what's worse, what you saw or what I did. "What did you see?" I relayed to him my encounter with the knight. "Shit, that sounds rough." "That's a major understatement. Anyway, we need to find Nick. Which door do you think we should choose?" "Well, obviously not the one with the skull. Maybe we can open them and peek inside." "That doesn't sound like a bad idea. How do we open them, though? I don't see any switches." "We have to push in the carvings. That's how I opened the door in the first place." We picked the one with the star first since it seemed to be the safest bet. This was not the case. I stepped forward when it opened and screaming as I started to fall towards the pit of fire below. Luckily for me, Carl was there. He grabbed the back of my shirt, pulling me back up. "Okay, new rule. Check for ledges," I said, catching my breath. "You all right?" "Yeah, I can't believe I was so careless." "It happens. Anyway, are you ready to try the next door?" I nodded, and we opened the one with the clawed hand. The moment it was opened fully, multiple furry clawed arms shot out, grabbing us by our legs and yanking us to the floor. "Why does this keep happening to us?" I yelled in both fear and frustration, trying to kick at the arms. I could partially see what they were attached to. It was obscured by darkness, but the best way I could describe it is vaguely resembling a monkey. It had one large singular eye and tusks that reached up to it. Less talking, more cutting, Pete. We began hacking away at the arms. It screamed, swiping at us. Although we sustained some cuts, our efforts were successful in getting it to release us. Once freed, we scrambled to our feet, dashing back towards the door. We were able to leap back through before it could grab us again. However, its arms followed us past it. I was snatched by them once more, but Carl was once again quick to act. He hopped to his feet, then leaping to the door, hammered on the cymbal. The door slammed down on its arms, causing them to crack, and a roar of pain came from the other side. With its grip loosened, I easily freed myself, cursing and kicking the arms that was now desperately trying to pull back under the door. Leave it alone, Pete. It's not going anywhere now. Do you think we should cut off its hands? No, they might follow us or something. Let's try the last door. Hopefully it'll be the right one. Well, the third time's a charm. Wait, maybe we should try not standing directly in front of it this time. We stood on either side of it, and I pressed the cymbal. I was half expecting a giant serpent to shoot out from the other side and try eating us. Instead, there didn't seem to be anything. Just in case there was another ledge, I used the torch to check and saw nothing. It seems safe so far, I said as we were walking through it. But looks can be deceiving. Keep your eyes peeled. Eventually, we came to a room with a path that spiraled downward so far that the end wasn't visible. Where do you think it leads? I asked. Only one way to find out. The surface of it turned out to be really slippery. With what, we didn't know. We lost our balance, yelling in surprise and sliding down it. Watch the edges, Carl told me. I know. Hey, you know what this reminds me of? What? That slide level in Mario 64? Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully this leads to something good. Sliding down was pretty fun. That was until we saw what was at the end of the path. Over it rose the head of a giant snake. My joyous thrill turned into stomach-dropping fear as we tried desperately to stop our momentum as it opened its mouth so it could swallow us. Well, that'll do for this week's post. Next week, I'll be sharing something that happened around Christmas involving my parents. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I hope you all had a pleasant Thanksgiving.